Our topic for today is about preparation of a solution starting from a solid. At the end of this video, you will be able to prepare a solution starting from a solid solute. In chemistry, in order to prepare a certain solution, you have two procedures. We have the preparation of a solution starting from a solid solute, or the preparation of a solution starting from a liquid solute, or what do we call dilution. In this video, we are going to talk about how to prepare a solution starting from a solid solute. But you have to know that all the prepared solutions are aqueous solutions, which means that the used solvent is always water. So what do we mean by an aqueous solution? Means that the used solvent is water. Now, what are the used materials to prepare a solution starting from a solid solute? You need a digital balance, watch glass, volumetric flask, spatula, and a funnel. Let's solve this application together in order to understand how to prepare a solution starting from a solid solute. Given an aqueous solution of sodium chloride and ACl having a specific molar concentration 0.3 mol per liter and a definite volume 250 milliliter. Given the molar masses in gram per mole for chlorine 35.5 and for sodium 23. Here in this aqueous solution, the solute is sodium chloride, which is a solid solute, where the solvent is water. Determine the mass of sodium chloride needed to prepare the solution. Looking at the given here, you have the molar concentration denoted by capital letter C, and you have the volume of the solution denoted by capital letter V. So you can use this formula in order to calculate the number of mole for solute. So here we have the molar concentration for this solution. It is equal to the number of mole for solute divided by the volume of the solution. So the number of mole for this solute, which is sodium chloride, it's equal to the molar concentration times the volume of solution, which is equal to 150 milliliter. So by substituting the numbers here, we find that the number of mole for solute, which means that the number of mole for sodium chloride, it is equal to 0.075 mole. Now, you need to calculate the mass of sodium chloride, so we are going to use the second formula here. The number of mole for solute, it's equal to mass of this solute for sodium chloride divided by the molar mass of the solute. So we can say that the mass of solute here is equal to the number of mole times the molar mass, which can be calculated by the following way. Here we have the molar mass for NaCl. It is equal to the molar mass for Na, which is equal to 23, plus the molar mass for chlorine, which is equal to 35.5. So we get that the molar mass of sodium chloride of this used solute, it is equal to 58.5 gram per mole. So you have to just substitute here the values. The number of mole, which is calculated above, 0.075 mole, times the molar mass of sodium chloride. So we got that the mass of sodium chloride here, it's equal to 4.387 gram. So we can deduce that in order to prepare this solution, we have to weigh 4.387 gram of solid sodium chloride. Now, what is the used procedure in order to prepare this solution? Step number 1. Using a digital balance, a spatula, and a watch glass weigh 4.387 gram of sodium chloride. Step number 2. Transfer the solid through a funnel into 250 milliliter volumetric flask half filled with water. Step number 3. Rinse the funnel and the watch glass using distilled water. Step number 4. Close the flask and shake it well to dissolve the solid completely. Step number 5. Add distilled water to the line mark. And finally, step number 6. Close the flask again and shake it well to homogenize the solution. If your liquid level exceeds the line mark, your solution is of unknown concentration and cannot be used. So let's summarize the used procedure here. Using a digital balance, a spatula and a watch glass weigh 4.387 gram of sodium chloride. Transfer this solid through a funnel into 250 milliliter volumetric flask half filled with water. Rinse the funnel and the watch glass using distilled water. Close the flask and shake it well to dissolve the solid completely. Add distilled water to the line mark. And finally, close the flask again and shake it well to homogenize the solution. So, in order to prepare a solution starting from a solid solute, you have to use the following procedure, which is composed of 6 steps. Let's solve another application. Jad prepares in the laboratory 500 ml of solution S of sodium hydroxide NaOH by dissolving 80 gram of sodium hydroxide pellets. Given molar mass of sodium hydroxide is equal to 40 gram per mole, determine the number of moles of sodium hydroxide used. So you have to calculate small letter n. So I'm gonna use the following formula. The number of mole for solute is equal to the mass of this solute, which is here sodium hydroxide, divided by its molar mass. So the number of mole of solute will be equal to 80 gram, which is the mass of solute, divided by its molar mass, 40 gram per mole. So we can say that the number of moles of sodium hydroxide used here, it's equal to 0.2 mole. Now, reduce the molar concentration of solution S. So you are going to calculate the molar concentration, which is capital letter C. So I'm gonna use the following formula. The molar concentration, which is denoted by capital letter C, is equal to the number of mole of the used solute divided by the volume of solution, which is equal to 500 milliliter. So we can say that it's equal to 0.2, the number of mole of solute, divided by 500 milliliter times 10 to the power minus 3. Here we multiply by 10 to the power minus 3 in order to convert from milliliter into liter. So finally, we can say that the molar concentration of solution S is equal to 0.4 mole per liter. So here in this application, we prepare a solution having a specific concentration 0.4 mole per liter and a definite volume which is equal to 500 milliliter. Now, Explain the experimental procedure to be followed in order to prepare solution S. So you have to list the 6 steps that can be used in order to prepare the solution, starting from the solid solute, which is sodium hydroxide. Now, step number 1, using a digital balance, a spatula and a watch glass, weigh 80 grams of sodium hydroxide. Then, transfer the solid through a funnel into 500 ml volumetric flask half filled with water. Rinse the funnel and the watch glass using distilled water. Close the flask and shake it well to dissolve the solid completely. Add distilled water to the line mark. And finally, close the flask again and shake it well to homogenize the solution. Thanks for watching. See you next time.